Hey guys, the matrix is one of the most powerful attacks in modern jiu-jitsu. It's a way of taking the back. It can be set up from many different positions. Not only is it really effective, but it's one of the coolest looking techniques in jiu-jitsu today, I think. It was made popular by Tommy Lanker and Espen Mathisen. They had a lot of success in the competition scene recently using it. So I'm going to show some of my favorite variations that I like to do myself. If you guys like the ideas in this, check out wolfingacademy.com. They have a lot of additional info, not only on the matrix, but on crab rise as well. If you guys like this video, please comment and like, and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. So off the bat, the matrix is not a guard, it's a technique. It's a way to take the back that can be set up from many different positions. So this video, I'm just going to overview what the technique is about and some of my favorite ways of setting it up. All right, so let's just start off looking at what the matrix is. So go ahead and stand up. The first setup to do is just going to be from X-guard, and then we're going to go into more open guard setups. So just imagine that I have kind of an underhook on the leg. My left foot is kind of in this modified X-hook position here. You can move around a little bit. Right, it's in this kind of modified X-hook position here. So very common when you're in X-guard, the guy steps back just a little bit, perfect, right? So as he stepped back here, this is one of the easiest ways to set up the matrix to learn what it is. So basically all I'm gonna do when he steps back is I'm gonna take this outside leg that was a butterfly hook, it's gonna come around behind his knee, and my left leg is gonna clip the far hip here. This prevents him from walking forward. So what it'll look like will be like this. This left foot clipping the far thigh makes it difficult for him to step forward, holds him in position so I can grab his hip. Once I get the hip here, I can put my left foot on the floor, shrimp out, and come around. And there's a lot of different finish variations I can go into later, but a lot of that's covered in the crab ride videos with Espen Mathisen. From here, I can just come around, pull, and go to take the back. So there's a few different ways to do this. One way I really like to do, because I developed this position a lot off of a Cobrinha series where he comes up on his shoulder. So I kind of like to do a modified variation of the matrix where I hop up on my shoulder a lot. So a lot of people will stay kind of down like this, and you can get a little hung up sometimes. What I like to do is I hop up on my shoulder. It's a subtle difference, but if you see here, I'm kind of holding up on my shoulder. I'm just using him like this right now so I can talk. Right? But I kind of hold up on my shoulder like that. So when I jump, just keep your balance, right? When I jump, I'm up on my shoulder. This is why it's easier to reach, and I often don't have to do the shrimp off the floor. It's because I prop up on my left shoulder, right? So one more time. We're here, we have this hook position. If you're brand new to the matrix, this is the best drill to learn it, just starting from this X-guard position. So he steps back just a little bit, right? I hop up on the shoulder here, grab the hip, and now I want to take this underhook out, and it allows this left leg to come around. I can finish with like the double crab ride hooks or with this like X hook position. Either one is okay, and we can finish here. All right, so now we're gonna look at doing it from the omoplata. I'm gonna show 3 of my favorite setups. The omoplata is a great start point because no matter what guards you play, a lot of people have setups to get to omoplata, and it's a very easy transition from there. So here we're gonna get into the omoplata. However we get here, collar sleeves a very common way. As soon as I hit the omoplata, the first thing I'm gonna do is switch to underhook this leg and grab the calf material, okay? A lot of people, as soon as you go to the omoplata, they're gonna try to deadlift the posture out like this, right? So as soon as I hit the omoplata, I'm already swinging here, and a lot of guys are gonna start posturing here. So as they posture up, I'm just gonna release this collar, and now I'm hitting that exact same sequence we just did before. I catch the hip. If I stayed on the floor, usually I have to shrimp out. I take the underhook out, come around, and go for the back from here. One more time. If it happens a little bit faster pace, then sometimes I'll do the jumping one I showed you earlier. So I hit here, I underhook, and as I'm doing this, he goes up, I hop up on my shoulder, and I create that nice whipping spin around motion there. Another variation on this one can be when I hit the omoplata, if he doesn't posture that hard, it can be a little bit harder to come around because your leg is kind of stuck. So what I often do is when I hit here, I drop my left leg a little bit and get my heel in the armpit area. I'm gonna push him forward just a little bit, and now I hop around here. In this case, because I pushed him forward so much, that leg step forward, I don't need to try to hook this. I get enough space, I can grab the hip, and I'll usually shrimp out and around, pull in here, and start to come up for the back, okay? So both of those are really good. If he's postured, you kind of do the jump up on your shoulder and spin around one. If he's a little bit lower, we use that heel in the armpit to bump him forward. All right, so another favorite setup of mine is from the cross guard, right? So cross guard is basically, if I have a cross sleeve grip, you know, you could be in De La Riva, but instead of here, I'm gonna underhook the leg. I shoot my leg in almost like I'm going for an omoplata. I'm gonna film a video series on this soon as well. I have kind of an old one on the channel, so I'm gonna update it. But from this position, I can go for omoplatas. I can transition to X guard. There's a lot of different things we can do from here. I can feed the sleeve. So what we're gonna do here is when I'm like this in the cross guard, the omoplata threat with the heel in the armpit is a major aspect of it, right? So, but what happens here is very similar to the last one. As soon as I get this cross sleeve, guys are gonna posture, right? And that makes a really easy transition to go for the back there. Okay, so again, we're here. I have the cross sleeve grip. Maybe he opens that elbow knee space. I shoot my leg in and I kind of turn my knee in so I have this inside position. I switch to the underhook on the calf. I want to start going for the armpit. He postures. Right there, I clip up. And you see how when I catch this and my left leg clips here, right, it actually makes it easier to lift my hip up to catch this grip. Now I can come around there and go for the back. All right, so another common situation I use it is from collar sleeve when I have this kind of knee shield with my right leg. This often happens when the guy is knee cutting with the opposite side leg. So if I have my left hand on the sleeve, he's kind of driving in. This turns kind of into the keymaster position and I have this shield kind of blocking. It's gonna be different depending on who you're fighting because if my opponent left leg leads and my left hand is on the sleeve, it's gonna often look like this, right? But go back up. If he's right leg leading, then it's gonna be more De La Riva hook, and then I'll be looking for the omoplata to go for the matrix, right? But in this case, he leads with the left leg, or even if he was leading with his right leg, sometimes I get my foot on the hip and attack, so to defend, he switches that left leg forward in the way, and now he kind of knee cuts in, exactly. We get this kind of position where he's driving into me. So when his weight is driving into me like this, I try to not put any pull or any push, I try to relax here, and then this kind of lack of tension will shock him when I pull to the right really hard with the collar. I can do this with either a pant leg grip or the sleeve, right? So as I pull this way, that's gonna off balance him and I would kind of load him onto my shin, right? So I load him here and now I'm gonna grab this. And there's a few different ways the guy can respond when I pull him this way, so it's part of a bigger series, right? If his leg stays out like this, I can turn this into going for an ankle lock, which I could show in another video. I could switch underneath to go for X guard and then start coming for the back here. If he posts his hand up on the floor, sometimes I can shoot for a triangle, but a common response, come back, is that as I pull him over here, right? As I pull him over here, he's gonna turn his toes inward to try to defend, right? Here, it becomes easy to throw the hook over, and now I can shrimp out and come around, okay? Again, that's why I was talking in the beginning, the matrix is not a guard, it is an attack, right? So it's just an attack that you will find from multiple positions. So in the same way that if you're doing a triangle choke, it's an option from the closed guard, but there's responses the guy can be in that makes the triangle choke difficult to do. If you're in closed guard and your opponent puts both hands behind his back, going for the triangle choke is difficult, but you go for a collar choke very easy or a hip bump sweep. And it's the same way when you're setting these things up. So with this setup here, right, we're in like this, he's kind of knee cutting in a little bit, right, is we're here like this, I'm gonna pull him this way and I have to kind of wait to see his response and how he responds to take what happens. But often when you go this way, guys will turn that knee inward, right? So I'm here, like this, and I pull exactly, he turns out. And then I clip right there, catch the hip, shrimp out, come around, and take the finish there. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna include some clips of me giving advice to my students in class trying to work the matrix themselves, because a lot of details come up when I'm coaching people that are hard to cover during the video. And then after that, we're just gonna make a collage of like a minute or two of just me hitting the matrix as well as students in the gym. If you guys like this format of video, please comment and let me know for your future requests for more videos. Thanks a lot.